If you saw the amount of crap that I just pushed to that side of the background. So I was browsing online Ulta under the new section and found some things that I was curious about that I wanted to try out for you guys. So that's what we're doing today. There were some hits. There were also some big misses in today's video. I will have everything linked down below in the description box that I try out. If you're on mobile, you can click the title of the video and that will also open the description box. I'm going to start out with a retest. All I have on my skin right now is SPF, but pretty sure I tried this in a recent video, but I've only used it maybe one other time. This is the NYX Face Glue Gripping Primer. Gets really good reviews, so I do want to keep trying it. It doesn't feel as sticky tacky as the e.l.f. like gripping primer or Milk Makeup. It goes on more just like a lotion kind of gel, and then it does have a slightly tacky kind of feel once it dries down, which can be good for foundation stuff to go on top of. So we're gonna try a new skin tint. Pretty much tinted SPFs or skin tints are what I've been wanting to reach for. So this is the Lancome Tint Idol 3 Serum Super Tint. Fresh Glow Tinted Serum, lightweight buildable coverage. I have the shade 20N. I do have some body makeup out. If it is too dark, I wanted to retry this anyways. The Vita Labrada Body Blur. I have light and medium. Just for like kind of days like today where I have, you know, I'm on day 4 of tanner. If I want to go out to dinner and I want to just look like nice and tanned without having to scrub off and like redo self tanner, something like this can be nice. Or for like an event. So if this one is too dark, then I'll just match my face to my body with that body makeup. This looks like a tiny bottle. How much do we, oh, we still get 1 fluid ounce, okay. Luminous natural finish for up to 24 hours, lightweight buildable coverage. It says use a foundation brush for maximum coverage, use a damp sponge for a dewy finish, or use ring finger, very specific, to apply for natural finish. So I'm gonna use, well, let's do a brush on one side and see. Yeah, like in usual Lancome foundation fashion, this does have a tint. Oh, this shade actually is going to be too light, I think. Did I say tint? It has a fragrance. Actually, this smells a little Play-Doh-y, honestly. Get some more down here. It feels very lightweight. Finish is looking pretty. It is just looking like a nice natural, I would say satin matte finish. As long as it looks blurring, that's the key, which is always a little bit tricky to find with mattifying products. You don't want the texture and you don't want it to look like you're wearing makeup, especially if you're wearing kind of a more matte product. I almost feel like it's adjusting to my skin tone a little bit, or maybe it's just like immediately oxidizing. But when I first put it on, it looked a little bit light. Now it's like matching my neck pretty perfectly. I like the tone of it. It is a nice neutral undertone. I got the shade N, which, you know, neutral. I would say solid medium coverage with a brush. With your fingers, like they say, or a sponge, it probably will be a little bit more sheer. I'm also using like a decent amount of product, so keep that in mind too. But let's see how it looks on my forehead. I dyed my roots the other day, so I have a little bit of hair dye still on my forehead. I just stood up to get like right in front of the window, and it's not looking the best on my forehead. Like I definitely can just see the product kind of caking between my eyebrows almost. And then in certain areas, it does look a little bit patchy. Like you have to really make sure that you're getting every inch of this one. It's like, I swear I put product down here, but it looks like I didn't. Could also be on top of that primer. Maybe it's kind of like gripping too much. But yeah, I definitely have other products that look better on my forehead. For a $45 product, I just want it to look like amazing for it to be worth it, because I have drugstore foundations and products like this that work better. For concealer, I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Do It All Radiant Concealer. I've been loving this. Basically, with the 2 concealers I've been testing nonstop, like one or the other is what I'm wearing, is the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer or the IT Cosmetics Radiant. And I think the NYX one wears a little bit better on me, but I still like this one, and I've been reaching for this one a lot too. But if I had to choose one or the other, I'd probably say the NYX Bare With Me, and that one's also cheaper. Like if we're comparing this to other high-end concealers, definitely still like the Natasha Denona concealer better over this, or the Milk Makeup concealer. But I like this one enough to where like I'll definitely use this one up. I'm just doing my brows. I put on the Lawless Brow Gel and then Joa Brow Pencil. Yeah, with this Lancome skin tint, I would have to use more of like a blurring primer underneath, because I can definitely see, like I see my pores a lot. I do see like the texture between my eyebrows more than I would like. Next time I try this, I'll definitely be putting on a blurring primer underneath. Or blurring powders over top can really help with some products. Speaking of, I wanted to kind of touch base on this guy. So in my last, or what even video was it? Might have been a vlog, but I was mentioning the Prism Libre Givenchy powder and how blurring it is and how I've been loving it. I've been wanting to put this on every single time I do my makeup. But some of you guys in the comments told me that they actually reformulated this and now it's like, it's not matte apparently, it's glowy and it's not as good. So just another product that I love that gets discontinued / reformulated. Like if I had $1 for every single time a foundation, a powder, anytime I find an amazing, like actually blurring, long-lasting product, it gets discontinued. So if you can find the old version, like the matte version, I have the shade 3 Rose. I like how I'm talking about this with one brow on right now, but you can find the matte version. It's amazing. I can't speak on the new version, so just be aware if you're like purchasing from Sephora or whatever right now. I'm pretty sure it's the new glowier, different version. This brow lately has really been the problem child, like every day. I'm just gonna stop there. Not my best brows I've ever done. And let me tell you that. Clear brow gel, I've been liking using this again for just lifting up the brow hairs, making them look a little more natural. You just have to make sure you don't get too much of this or else you can kind of like see it sitting in your brows, the product. Okay, so I bought the same, well not the same, but like the Lancome Tint Idol setting powder. This is, I think, new, but it's soft matte finish, skin blurring, translucent coverage. I got the shade 02. I do have one cream product that I want to try though, a cream blush. So whenever I have a cream, I'm like, I want to put that kind of down first. But I also have a powder bronzer, so we're in a bit of a predicament here on the order. Whoa, that's pretty. Love that packaging. That's beautiful with the black and gold. I think what we're gonna do is first try this just on my forehead and like maybe around my pores, but I'm not gonna put it anywhere near where I'm gonna put cream blush on. I'm gonna use my puff because I feel like this can make powders look so much better. This is from YesStyle, this exact one, and it's like super cushy. Did I say the shade? I got 02 Fair. So let's hope that this makes my forehead look a little better. Skin refining. Yes, refine me. Uh-oh. Oh man, things are not looking good up here, folks. It's looking quite cakey and like textured. Let me try a brush. When you try multiple base products at the same time, it's hard to kind of tell what's what. Like the powder could be pretty on top of something else. I have a feeling it's the tinted moisturizer thing that's underneath. That's kind of making it look crappy because when I just used my brush, I think it did look a little better than just the skin tint on its own. Let's see with the brush around my pores, on my nose. Blur me, please. Not blurring me. I'm not bringing it on my cheeks because of the cream, just down here. The powder did make my overall base look better than just the skin tint, but I wouldn't say I'm looking good. Again, this could be good on top of a better foundation or skin tint. I just got distracted by perfume, but they did put in this Lancome Idol little like sample perfume with my Ulta order. That smells good. Let's put it on. I don't have any perfume on right now. I feel like actually this is one I could see my mom wearing. Like I could see my mom really liking this. It's a little too floral for me. Oh yeah, she would totally like this. All right, let's try the powder bronzer, but then also the blush. And wow, this like matches me perfectly. Look at that. I'm so curious about this though. It's the Ulta Beauty Cloud Blush in the shade Reverie. So this is a new product by Ulta. They have 7 different shades of it, $12, but Ulta does sales all the time on their own brand. It says it has a fluffy and lightweight whipped texture. That sounds like a good time. Seamless, vibrant color. I don't know how pigmented this is gonna be, so let's just try that for now. Blending it out, I can feel, I don't know if it's, again, the tinted moisturizer or the gripping primer, but I can feel like some tug. I don't think it's the blush. I think it's what's underneath probably, but even then, I mean, it's blending out pretty seamlessly. At least with the combo right now, I am feeling like I need to work pretty quickly before it kind of dries down. I'm just building it up. Pretty coral color. It is matte, which can be nice to just switch it up because like most of my cream products have a major glow. So that can be nice every now and then, especially if you want to like layer products or have like a glowy blush topper that you want to use. Something like this, if it's like long lasting, can also make any powder products that you put on over top just stay better. So that's looking pretty. I like that color. It's not too much. It does look summery and just like healthy. I'm gonna try to go in with more off the bat on this side instead of building it up and see what happens. This is the e.l.f. Putty Primer applicator brush. I think I like the built up method more. I feel like this one looks a little much. This side looks better for sure. I like the color a lot. I don't know about blurring, but it does look very softening. So I'm gonna do bronzer and then see how much of this I want to put on color-wise, like the shade. I love the packaging of this. I've never heard of this brand. It's the Polite Society Clean. It says clean formula. Blurring bronzer. It has hyaluronic acid. It says it's soft focus. I have the shade French Riviera. Very cute packaging. Almost reminds me of the Vacation brand, like their kind of packaging. Ooh, nice soft matte. I love a soft matte packaging, and this also matches my nails perfectly. Wow. Not planned here, but we are quite matching. Blurring bronzer. Love the sound of that. Hope that's true. Here's the tone. Let's see what it looks like on. All of my brushes I use are down below in the description box. Ooh, I like that this one, off the bat, I can tell it's not too pigmented. Like I just dipped my brush in a few times. You can build this one up, which is really nice for just making it look more seamless and not like patchy, especially with bronzers. Ooh, that's pretty. It definitely has a slight glow, I want to say. I'm just gonna go right over that. Definitely giving me like a nice warmth, a nice tan. It is like a sheer bronzer, which I think some people will like, some people won't, because you do need to build it up. It's more forgiving because you can kind of just like throw it on, not think too much about like blending. Usually the whole like blurring thing in like blushes and bronzers, and a lot of powders honestly, are kind of like, okay, we'll see if this actually blurs. This one on my forehead is looking extremely smooth right there. I mean, this definitely helps. Has like a satin kind of glow to it, I would say. But now my forehead, where the product is looking much better than before, honestly. That one's a big win. I'm excited to keep trying this. I do have this setting spray that also says it's blurring. This is the Dibs Love Beam Setting Spray. It says blurring and balancing face and body setting spray. That's interesting because you usually don't hear, obviously you can use setting sprays on your body, but that could be interesting when you're using something like body makeup, just to see if it kind of sets it more. Cute packaging. Love this packaging. So this is interesting. The reason why I picked this one up is because it says it has a glassy but matte finish, which is very interesting. In one spritz, it says. It says it blurs, balances, hydrates, preps, and sets. So you could use this under or over makeup. But I'm really curious about the finish of this because I've never seen like glassy matte. That's an interesting description. Yeah, that skin tint is just looking like patchy. For some reason, it does not want to stick to this area of my face down here. Oh my gosh, smells amazing. Smells like vanilla. Whoa, yeah, smells like a cake. Oh, I can feel it drying very quickly. I would say it's giving the glassy finish. Like my skin definitely looks like it has more of a sheen to it now, but it's not too glowy. It's looking like a very just like natural glow now. That definitely helped. That's looking pretty. I don't think it's matte, but again, glassy matte is kind of like contradicting, so I don't really know where they were going with that. I mean, my face, I would say, is now like satin. You can see the glow on my forehead, so it is more of like a satin finish. That definitely helped. Very excited to use this again. Did a good job of kind of like melting the powder product and that skin tint together. Obviously, I'm not like a big fan of fragrance in face products. It's just kind of unnecessary. But if you don't mind it, I mean, that's a pretty pleasant scent, I will say. It smells good. It smells like it could be a perfume. So this is light. You know, probably do this before you get dressed because this is not ideal. It is like evening it out and just making it look a little more flawless. Speaking of tanners and body makeup, I did repurchase this in the Ulta order. It's a Bondi Sands Aero, but the ultra dark shade. This is my favorite. Well, you'll see in a vlog, I'm currently testing a different one that is definitely like up there. But if you want a dark tan, in the past, this has been my favorite one. The Aero dries down very quick. The color looks nice, isn't streaky at all. It's a foam kind of tanner, and I do like that one for like a dark summer kind of color. I'm gonna use this Revolution Ultimate Nudes dark palette. There's just some like warmer tones that I think will look nice with the shirt. I think I'm gonna keep it pretty basic though and just use like the 2 mattes. I don't even have primer on right now. Just kind of winging it. But I do want to put this all over my lid. I love a good mascara primer. Sometimes they really can make a difference with mascaras that you, even ones that you don't like, honestly, they can just make those ones look like a totally different mascara. Very curious about the Fenty one. It's the new Hella Extra Lash Primer. So usually they're kind of like a white tint and then you put your mascara over top, but you want to put your mascara over top when it's not like fully dried down, because then you're putting a wet product, a wet mascara on top of like a dried down. It's almost like when you try to go in with a second coat, but your mascara is too dried down, you still want this layer to be like damp, basically. Damp feels like a gross word to describe on your eyeballs, but really cool packaging. All this packaging today is beautiful. Very unique. I like that. Here's the wand. It's like a light pink color. So I think the mascara that we're going to use on top is the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash, because I've been loving this one. So I'm just curious if this like makes it look even more insane. This one stays on well. It doesn't transfer down. This is one of those days where I'm like talking and I'm like, is anything I'm saying even coming out? I don't set my under eye concealer with powder, so I need a mascara that isn't going to transfer down, basically. So I'm going to do one eye at a time because, like I said, we don't want it to get like fully dried down. So you just want to make sure you're like coating every lash with the mascara primer. This one going on is feeling a little more dry than I'm used to. So because of that, yeah, I definitely think I'm going to go in right away with this one. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a super wet formula. I actually might do one mascara on one eye and another mascara on another eye just to compare. It doesn't look like drastically different so far, so I kind of want to try the primer now, but with a mascara that I don't super love. Let's do the other eye with the L'Oreal Paradise, but the Big Deal version mascara. This one I'm currently testing as well. Now going in with the L'Oreal Big Deal Paradise. I want to try the new Maybelline like yellow packaging mascara. What's it called? The bubble one or something? Okay, just realized this side is probably like dry now, so let's go in with the second coat before it's totally dry. Yeah, I actually think it's making this mascara look worse. It might just be because this one's a tubing mascara. It's making my lashes look, I think, longer, but definitely like kind of stringier. It's not looking bad, but I just think I like it actually better without the primer on this. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just with these mascaras, but right now this primer isn't doing it for me. Usually you really notice a difference with a good mascara primer, and this one, I'm just, yeah, like I said, I think it's just making them look like a little stringy or something, and it is pretty dry. Let me know down below your thoughts on this one if you have tried it. I'll leave a couple of my favorite mascara primers that are incredible down below in the description box. I'm gonna use a liquid liner and just do a little flick to kind of elongate the outer part of my eye. Basically go right at the last lash and go outward to make it look longer. That one got a little carried away. That one kind of turned into a not flick and just like bad liner. So wow, this eyebrow, this liner today, struggling. To fix that, I'm just gonna smudge. Yeah, the eyes have looked better. Well, everything's looked better. I'm gonna tight line because maybe that will help things out a bit. This is the Lancome pencil. Let's do lips and then figure out what I'm missing, because I definitely am missing something here. I'm gonna use the Tower 28 lip liner in the shade Work of Art. Okay, filled my lips in all the way, but that is definitely looking way too cool toned for my face and the shirt. So I want to try this gloss over top. This is also by Polite Society. It's the mini size of their glossy lip balm in the shade Pink Grapefruit. If this doesn't add enough warmth, then I'm gonna have to kind of restart the lips here, but let's just see. Whoa, it definitely smells like grapefruit. Formula feels nice, feels smooth, not too sticky, not too oily, kind of like right in the middle. Adds a pretty sheen, but yeah, I need something peachier on the lips, so I'm gonna actually wipe this off. I'm gonna come back to lips. I decided I need a little more warmth on my eyes too, so I'm gonna take just a warm matte shade of brown. Just slightly more like orangey than what I have on right now. This is one of those makeup days, you know? There we go. Lips, I'm almost tempted to use the blush on my lips because sometimes that can look real pretty, especially if it's more of like a soft matte kind of thing. And I think we need this tone, so let's try. I still have a little bit of the Tower 28 lip liner on, but I wiped off where I like filled it in all over my lips. I'm gonna see if that kind of like dries down because I don't want it to transfer a whole lot. Now let's take the grapefruit gloss. It actually smells so similar to real grapefruit. Yeah, I like the color. I like the glossiness. Feels nice. The formula feels nice. I'm debating if I want to throw on a little bit of this gold highlighter because I do think that would like really make things just look kind of summery. I'm gonna use a bigger brush though because I just wanted a really light wash of like golden glow. So I'm gonna use this Dior palette and go in with the shade in the corner. This is one of my most reach for palettes, and with a product like this that's pricier, you want to make sure that you're getting your use out of it. This is one that I do constantly reach for because I use it on my face and my eyes, and I love that I can like mix, like sometimes I'll mix all of these for my face and it gives a really pretty glow. I'll use this one on my inner corner a lot, or the gold like all over the lid as eyeshadow. So this is one of those multi-use kind of products that I do think like I would repurchase this one for sure. Just feel like we need a little pop, a little something. There we go. Yeah, that is what was missing. I'm gonna put a little bit of the gold on my inner corner just to get rid of that pink. I kind of just wish I didn't use those pink tones earlier. This might be one of those days where you keep adding things on and it just keeps getting worse, but so far we're on a positive trajectory here when I keep adding things. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this warm shade again, but to my lower lash line. That solved the issue. I'm gonna add that brown liner to my lower lash line. My favorite mascara for the lower lash line is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. All right, I think this is where we're gonna stop. This is just one of those makeup days. There's a couple standouts in this video that I'm just super excited to use again. The first is the Dibs setting spray. It's rare that a setting spray impresses me this much because usually they just kind of add a glow. And some of them, if they're good, will actually make your makeup last longer, but a lot of them just kind of like add a glow. Some of them can like melt products together. Oh man, there was one setting spray in the past that gave this kind of look, and I think it was also discontinued. It's giving just like this very, yeah, it is like a soft, glassy, smooth kind of finish, and I'm very excited to put this on top of products that I like a base routine that I know I like. And then the Polite Society bronzer, it's just looking so blended, and like I like the color. It's not too warm. I think that this will be perfect just for everyday, like throwing on real quick because it is buildable and it doesn't take a lot of effort to blend out at all. Pretty sure they had a lighter shade of this as well and darker. Very excited to use this. The finish is actually like softening, like it's doing something. And then the Cloud Blush. This one I'm excited to try again on top of products that I know I like because I love the color. It's looking very summery. It's looking soft. This one has potential as well. And then this one is like a would use again. Definitely is comfortable. I like the level of sheen that this lip gloss has. Do I love the grapefruit scent? No, but now that it's been on my lips for a few minutes, like I'm not smelling it. It's not one of those that's like super bothering me. The body makeup, the Vita Liberata. When I touch it now, it does feel like it's dried down. I can't really feel it. Comment down below if you have tried the Vita Liberata, what you think of it. What's your favorite? Do you just throw it on its own? Do you put a powder over it? Let us all know, because especially, yeah, in the summer months when you just want like your legs to look super even and glowy, could be nice to have something like that. I always have all of my jewelry down below. Earrings. This is the cutest little, it's like it's a tank top and short set from Amazon, but it honestly looks like a dress, except on the side it like cuts up high and looks so cute. I have this also in yellow that I bought last summer. I think my next makeup video will probably be a speed reviews because I do have a bunch of stuff that I'm ready to give my opinions on. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.